Hi guys, I want to talk to you about something a little bit different this time, and that's about Unity 3D and the rep it's getting. There's been a few videos on the internet already about this, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts and my input. I've been using Unity now for more than 4 years, and in that time I think I've learned pretty much nothing. Well, not entirely nothing, that's a lie. I've learned that there's a lot of shit games made of Unity, a lot of great games made of Unity, and a lot of meh games that are in between. At the moment, Unity 3D has got itself a reputation for being engine of choice for those who want to asset flip or make shitty games. Which is a shame, tragic shame, and it's not true. Now that begs the question, what exactly is an asset flip? And I'm going to answer that, well, I'm going to give my opinion of what the answer to that is in a little moment. But before that, I just want to address, why does Unity 3D have this reputation hung around its neck like a turd-sodden bandana? That comes down to perception. Really, the best way that you can get your message across is to spam it everywhere. And Unity 3D, they've done a great job at putting their name out there. If you get the free version of Unity 3D, and you compile your game, stick it on Steam to sell or wherever, all you need to do is have a splash screen at the start of your game that has the Unity 3D logo. And it's yours, you don't have to pay any money whatsoever. And that means people who don't have the money to really get the funds, a big team behind them, and make a professional game, they're making these indie games and they're having the Unity 3D logo. So the platform became the tool of choice of the indie developer, that bedroom programmer who we loved so much in the 80s, 90s, and hell, even in the 70s when I was growing up. And bedroom programmer, that's not a dirty word. They're the innovators of our industry. They're the guys who are sitting in their bedrooms making the games that you love today. Done well, the next bedroom programmers are going to be the next David Jones, Peter Molyneux, Archie McLean, Oliver Twins. But are these the guys we're getting today? Unfortunately, all the professional games, those amazing games, those flagship games that basically show just how amazing Unity 3D really can be when you push it to its limits, and when you've got a team of guys and gals who really know what they're doing, they don't have the logo. They've got the professional edition. They don't have a splash screen. Back in the day, people used to put the splash screen on themselves out of choice to help promote the engine. Nowadays, the professionals try as much as they can to disassociate themselves from all the turd that's floating about the swamp that we call Steam. Now, you can't really blame them. Walking around with a Unity logo at the start of your game is like a dad giving his ugly kids a t-shirt with his face on it so everyone knows where they came from. You don't really want to do it. Jim Sterling's got a good idea, which I actually agree on, that the games that are made with the free indie edition, they don't get the logo, and the professional games do get the logo. And that way, you're generally associating yourself with the good games and not the pile of tats. That's a good idea, and they really should have done that from the start. It's never too late to pull out, and they should pull out now and really start doing something like that, a bit of damage control. Getting back to why there are so many indie developers able to make games with Unity, well, that's because of the asset store. And I said it at the start, that term asset flip and asset store. Now, what's an asset? An asset is a kit, a bit of code, or maybe graphics, an entire template, something you can plug in, drop into Unity 3D, and use it to make a game. And these assets, they're made by people generally in their bedrooms. They're made by professional programmers who are dipping their hands into the indie pool to make a bit of extra money. They're made by people who love making games and love extending and making plugins. These are fantastic and for the most part really amazing bits of work that allow people without much skill or knowledge to make a computer game and make their dreams a reality. Assets aren't a dirty word, they're fantastic, and they're one of the reasons why Unity 3D and the indie gaming community is as large as it is today. Now, because Unity 3D relies so much on the asset store, how do you know when something's an asset flip? And what is an asset flip? Well, I've recently been in a thread on the Unity forums that has escalated into a bit of a flame war. You know, that good old traditional flame war that used to be on the internet not so long ago, where it would escalate and people's houses would get set on fire and people would start insulting each other's mothers. It hasn't got to that point yet, but it's pretty close. Everyone's pointing fingers at each other, calling each other asset flippers, being rude, pulling each other's hair, scratching eyes, that sort of thing. And the reason why everyone keeps on pointing a finger at each other is because there doesn't seem to be a clear definition of what an asset flip is. Now, in my opinion, and an opinion that seems to be shared with many others, it's somebody who gets an asset, that kit from the Unity 3D asset store, downloads it, loads up a demo scene, compiles it, turns it into a game with none or barely any changes, sticks it on a shop to sell like Steam, gets money out of it for no effort whatsoever, taking advantage of all of the work that's been done by that creator who made that asset in the first place. Now that guy who made the asset, he probably got 20 quid, 30 quid, 50 quid, if he was lucky 90 quid. That bloke who stuck it on Steam, he gets about 5 or a tenner every time it gets sold, and he ends up with a couple £100 in his pocket. Now you can ask yourself, why doesn't that person who makes the asset just put it on Steam in the first place? And yeah, to be honest, I've scratched my head on that a few times, but deep down, they know that that's not a game. They're ethical. They're saying, look, this is so you can make a game. This isn't a game. I wouldn't play this if it was a game. It's a demo scene. It would take you 40 seconds to finish playing with it, or maybe 5 minutes if you're lucky. You shouldn't charge anyone for a demo scene. And really, that's what anyone with a sense of decency, or really a conscience, would say. Now, the fact that somebody uses assets in their game development doesn't mean they're a bad person, it doesn't mean they're an asset flipper, and it doesn't mean they're shit. You can buy graphics, you can buy code off the asset store, put it into Unity and extend upon it, plug a couple of assets together, add your own code, add your own graphics, add your own ideas, tweak it, make it unique, make it your own, make it special, and that's yours. You're not an asset flipper. You're using the tools for what they're made for. Some people use assets just for prototyping. Fair play, you can do that too. Some people use assets in their commercial final game. Fair play, you can do that too. That's what they're there for. Doesn't make you a bad person, and you shouldn't be pointing fingers and calling each other names. Those people who take advantage of all of the hard work that other people make and capitalize on it, and basically they're a parasite and they should be stopped, they're the ones who are the problem. They're the reason why Unity has a bad name. They're the reason why people want to distance themselves from the Unity splash screen at the start of their game. How can you get around that? Well, you can try to make demo scenes not compilable so you can't turn them into games. I don't think that would work. You can tell developers not to include demo scenes. For the most part, you really need a demo scene in an asset because it gives you an idea of how you can use the kit. It's a great way of taking apart a kit and learning how it works. Now, you would hope that the Steam store and other shops would have people who sit and review games and make sure they actually are a game and they aren't a demo scene. That doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. I thought that's what Greenlight was for, and now I think that's what this new Steam shenanigan is for. Will it work? We just don't know. Other ways that you can help to make sure that Unity gets a good reputation: promote those amazing games that are made by using Unity. Spread the word on the good stuff. Spread the word on the indie developer in his bedroom who became the next superstar. And there are a lot of great games out there on Steam using Unity 3D. Fantastic games such as the unique Kerbal Space Program, City Skylines, Endless Legends, the weird and wonderful Ori and the Blind Forest. So many beautiful, fantastic and innovative games. Weird ones like Seasons After Fall, Firewatch, Homeworld. Oh, bloody hell. Homeworld Deserts of Karak. Yes, please. Love that game. Subnautica. Looks beautiful. I really only got to watch my missus play with it because she hardly ever let me get on the computer. It looked fantastic. And of course, one of my favourite games. Well, I've got two of my favourite games on this list. One of which, The Long Dark, can't get enough, and it's just opened up to have story mode. That shows really the hard work that you've gone into it. Another beautiful game that you know gives me nightmares, The Forest. Another amazing game, 7 Days to Die, and that was actually made of Unity 3D and UFPS. I know you're telling me that I've missed one, and that is it. That is the reason why most people are sitting there making clones of survival games? Rust. Yep, I can't pronounce my R's, so it's Rust. Rust was made with Unity 3D. It is lovely. It is basically the benchmark for all survival games and every shitty survival game clone you'll ever see. And you could say, well, it was made with Unity, but they hacked it and they made so many changes and it wasn't. Well, that's the point of Unity. Every asset, every programming change, every add-on that's been made for Unity 3D basically emphasizes the power of Unity. That's what it was there for. You weren't really going to get basic Unity vanilla engine and then it was everything you ever wanted. It was made so it could be extended. And that is why you can make pretty much any game you can imagine with this game engine. It's fantastic. Now, you could say that the basic terrains in Unity suck. They do! They are so bad. In my opinion, they're dated and a bit shitty. I haven't tried 2017.1, but up until now, they haven't been great. And that's why we've relied on things like Gaia and Terrain Composer, Map Magic, and all the other wonderful tools out there. There are a load of shaders out there that make it look beautiful, like Megasplat, and now the Complete Terrain Shader, and RTP, and you can just, the list goes on and on. And there's camera effects, cinematic effects. There are so many things that make Unity look beautiful. Wonderful lighting effects. There's so many add-ons, and they are made effectively because they extend the engine. That doesn't mean the engine is shit and needed to be extended. It meant that they knew they weren't going to create everything and they left it to community to build upon it. That basically is a lesson out there for any asset creators who are trying to create the world. When you don't need to reinvent the wheel, when there's some other things, you can just plug yourself in and take advantage of that missing jigsaw piece. So to summarize, is Unity 3D shit? Well, it is as shit as the people who are using it to make games. Is Unity 3D amazing? Pretty much as amazing as the people that are using it to make games. It is a tool, and what you do with the tool is entirely up to the skill of the person holding it. So, don't blame the tool, blame the workman. And on that note, if you do like these videos and you want to see more, click on that big, juicy red subscribe button. And always remember, knock on your friends' doors, phone up your neighbours, and next time you're with your mistress, drop them my link. Till next time. And if you like this video and you want to see more, click on that nice big red subscribe button that's down below. And on the left side of your screen, hopefully there's some videos playing, so why don't you just give them a click and see what it's all about. Remember, if you like it, click it.